Alright, we're back. This time, no story, all fights, all gas. The challenge this time is no guards and super guards. The rules are simple: no guards or super guards, no ghost potion. Hard mode is on at all times. Red and blue are free if you have defender, which you can purchase for $2. I also got the HP drain, which will always be on. Healing on every attack is great. Nubador presents a small problem to begin with. Nubador's elbow drop can inflict days, a 50-50 on whether you get your turn or not. This problem is alleviated by using hot chocolate to gain the fine status, meaning you can't be affected by status effects. Otherwise, use an HP drain and 15 HP, with a bomb to kill red and blue. This fight is fine. Supreme Queen isn't hard. Use a bomb, and keep hitting. Banished Knight is also not hard, just use Tickle Stick to lower its defense, and whack it. Sentient Statue is the same as Banished Knight, just having more health and damage. Otherwise, nothing too much. Cruel King actually poses some difficulty. Even at level 6 with 12 BP, along with +2 defense from Defender and Defend Plus, Cruel King still puts up a fight. Hot Chocolate is required for the freeze that he can inflict. He can summon goons, and heal a little bit. He's not too hard, but just more difficult than other fights. Komodo Dragon is a great showcase of the Ice Dagger, and how great it'll be for this run. Fun fact, when I said that the Ice Dagger restores 20% of both your HP and SP, I was technically wrong. It will always heal for a base of 5 HP and 3 SP, and then scale from there. Otherwise, just ball away. Minimize is good to mitigate damage, but I'll move away from it eventually. Grief for one isn't hard. I used the defend command for once, and really, it isn't anything crazy. Normally, Bigfoot's ability to inflict minimize is annoying, but UAB doesn't do anything when you ball. Just keep slam dunking on Bigfoot, even when you're 10 times as small. Now, Griefer 2 is actually hard. However, I start using a new, pretty simple tech. See, watermelon is a pretty simple healing item, healing 8 HP. However, it has a 25% chance to not be consumed on use. I don't know what the devs did, but it's not a 25% chance. If it is, then I am RNG sus himself. You'll see in the bubonic plant fight more, though. along with the watermelon trick. Another thing I use is the apple pie. This item gives +2 attack, but makes you unable to super guard, so it's a +2 attack boost for 3 turns. I only had one at the time, though, as I thought I'd have to heal more during this fight. The watermelon trick is really good, and with the apple pie and dynamite for more upfront damage, bubonic plant goes down. green and purple are easy, due to having red and blue to use as meat shields. Now, summons are an interesting case of whether I allow them or not. I won't use them for mini bosses, but if I'm really struggling on a final boss, I'll allow the use of a summon. But yeah, not hard. Slasher isn't too hard, the only annoyance is that he can increase his defense, and at this point, I didn't have the launcher, so I just had to chip away. For the first emotion, greed isn't too hard. Sure, he puts up quite a fight, but nothing 2 HP drains and the newly acquired hyperball can't fix. Solitude is actually hard now. Their gimmick is that the damage they take turns into attack that they can use, which normally isn't an issue due to the fact that their attacks are super easy to dodge, but since I can't dodge, they deal a lot of damage. It's not hard to play around, I just didn't, and I paid the price.
Watermelon.
Fear is annoying, but not hard, due to the fact that I can only deal 3 damage without the use of dynamite. I have to spend a full turn whenever fear summons a phobia. Annoying, but whatever. Not hard, just takes a while.
Hatred is not possible following my rules. Hatred isn't possible with hard mode, but can it be done without? See, hatred follows a pattern, meaning I know exactly what it'll do. I call this strategy the, fuck it, I don't care if I take damage, I want you dead, or FTime, short for, fuck damage, you die. See, if I can kill hatred before it kills me, then I win. If I abandon everything I've made for this moment, I can win. So, that's what I do. I set up my build-up so that I have both +1 attack and defense, a baked whale, a pizza from Saving the Accountant, 2 slate skin potions, 2 hot chocolates, and a bunch of shark fin soup. This fight is brutal. The first turn is setting up, by summoning red and blue, who are better than Cruel King here, as they deal 12 damage, while Cruel King deals 10. Not a big difference, but one you will learn to respect. However, I will not say the rest. This is my magnum opus for this game, and I will leave you with this.
Floxai is pretty simple, as most of his attacks are multi-hit, meaning defense is really good. His most dangerous attack, being making the player rich, does nothing, besides from the last attack, dealing only 4 damage. Along with that, Ice Dagger is pretty good in this fight, as always gaining 3 SP and having 2 SP drains means that for every Ice Dagger, I can get another Dynamite, dealing 4 damage instead of 3 with a slingshot. Temple Guardian is surprisingly hard, even with Calypso. The thing with this challenge, as compared to no cards, is that my dump stat is SP, and for maximum survivability, I have to be at -1 attack, which makes it really hard to deal any meaningful damage. In no cards, I could worry less about massive healing items, and focus more on SP recovery, but here, I have to heal every turn or two so that I don't die. As for the actual fight, it's just a bunch of healing item usage. While I'm here, though, let's talk about how to earn infinite money. See, in Rowtown, the inn sells dizzy dials for 10 ticks, and where you killed the spiky killbot, the bomb merchant sells bombs for 15 ticks. With the cookbook, the ghost chef can combine them into a flash bomb, which sells for 39 ticks, a 14 ticks increase. That's pretty good money, but doesn't have any crazy uses other than that. Also, while we're here, let's talk about my upload schedule. I'm a lazy fuck, and while I do know I could upload more often, I don't want to. And that's the problem. I hate my upload schedule, but I don't want to change it. There's a variety of reasons, and they can't be solved at where I'm at now with this channel, so I don't know what to really do. Guess I'll just keep trucking along. Trotter is pretty interesting. See, for both Trotter and the Ancients, I decided to use the Ftide build. However, this means I have to use Slingshot, meaning that if Trotter becomes immune to Sword, I can't deal damage. However, this is solved by using Dynamite and some Mr. Batties. Using one drains 3 horsepower, similar to HP Drain, and also switches Trotter's immunity. Even without a Mr. Batty, Venom Shank also works to switch immunities. Always just a fun boss to fight. Ancients is actually quite interesting. See, while Slingshot deals 6 damage, meaning it deals more damage, Launcher deals splash damage, meaning it can kill the add-ons that Ancients spawn. Along with that, this fight mostly revolves around making sure that Calypso takes enough attacks so that she doesn't die, but tanks most of the hits. You may also be wondering about the beam attack. Well, multi-hits like this are bugged on partners, so Calypso will be fine, but at +1 defense, that's still 52 damage towards me, so the best strategy is to use charge defense to turn that 52 damage into 26 damage. However, with Calypso providing enough chip damage, this fight is won, and the challenge is over.